Welcome back everyone, John Pano here with another video. So we got some exciting updates that are going to be coming out on the 7th. So we're going to get Mirror Dungeon hard mode difficulty coming out, which is going to be phenomenal. So we're going to briefly go over this and tell you guys what's so exciting about this change. Now, in regards with hard mode or Mirror Dungeons, these are currently the rewards that we're getting. We had 60 Manager EXP from Mirror Dungeon 1. But the biggest thing to note is just realistically the Battle Pass EXP. When we finish Mirror Dungeon 1 normally, we get 10 Battle Pass EXP, which basically fills up 1 gauge, so that way we can farm for our ego shards. However, the Mirror Dungeon 2 gives us 30, so it gives us 3 level ups, and Mirror Dungeon 2 hard will give us 50. So depending on how difficult it is, I honestly believe this is good for us and also bad for us. The reason why it's good is because we're able to gain access to just Battle Pass rewards faster to gain those Ego Shard crates easier. But Mirror Dungeon 2 at its normal difficulty right now takes about 40 to 50 minutes for me. Maybe even like an hour depending on the team combat and how lucky and unlucky I am. With Mirror Dungeon 2 hard mode, that's going to be a little bit different. It's basically going to give you 5 levels on your pass. And with the Battle Pass, you're essentially going to be getting at least 15 ego shard crates in one run, which is really good compared to like the measly 3 that you would be getting from one run. Now, with the Enkaphilin rewards with the weekly bonuses applied, obviously we're going to be getting 250 lunacy, but we do get 50% more on the Battle Pass EXP, which is nice. So we get 15, 45, 75 from 10, 30, 50. So that's pretty nice. Now, the biggest thing to note is that in hard mode, there's going to be a starting stage. And from what it looks like, at least right now, everyone's going to be given 450 points in the beginning to use for your team. Now, the reason why this is so important, and if we assume it's 450, is that each 3-star character costs 100, 2-star characters cost 60, and 1-star base characters cost 20. So ideally, what happens is technically you have to build a team around its cost because egos outside of your base egos are going to cost 60. So a base hero with 1 ego bot is going to cost you 80, and just base ego or base identity is going to cost 20. So if I were to just use the base identities, it's going to be a little bit awkward because most likely your team comp is going to be 3 stars, and that's going to take up 300, and you're left with essentially 150 for the last 4 slots, and 150 is realistically only going to get you 2 stars, because it'll be 120 right there, and 1 2-star, because then that will be the extra 20, and then you're basically left with 10 after that, which is just like nothing. So team building is going to be a very interesting part of Mirror Dungeon, at least in the hard mode, which will be very nice because right now in the normal mode you can just throw everyone on, but with the restrictions to how much you can put in your team, it actually makes it a little bit more, how would I say it, it makes it so that there's a little bit more thought process that needs to go into the game instead of just unga bunga slam everything down and put all your strongest 3-star characters in, which is nice. And also in the beginning with Mirror Dungeon hard mode, you're going to have no ego gift choice, so that just means that we're starting off with nothing, which is not a big deal. Just slows down our runs a little bit. Starting levels, instead of all characters being at level 35, they're going to reflect as is with what we are. So that just means instead of it being the normal mode where everyone's at level 35, your characters are going to be at the level that you actually have it at. So you're actually going to have to level up your character. So a little bit more farming in the EXP dungeon. Unpredictable feature is pretty cool. It just basically means that you can no longer see ahead in the map. It basically means that you're only able to see past 1 point and everything else is blind. So it just makes it so that you can't really plan to get the best route. You're just going to be going into it blind, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, part of the process. Abnormality battles added. Powerful enemies from Refraction Railway Line 1 appears as bosses on the 5th floor, which is gonna be annoying, especially if you get some annoying bosses on there. The Murky Toad, by far the most annoying boss to deal with. Enemy buffs based on floors. So on hard mode difficulty, any buffs that would normally apply on the 5th floor of the Mirror Dungeon Normal 2 are applied on the 2nd floor. So right off the get-go, the difficulty amps up on floor 2. Hard difficulty rewards can be collected up to 3 times a week. Rewards in hard difficulty, you gain 66% more Battle XP and 25% more Starlight compared to normal. Applying the weekly bonus in hard mode difficulty will net you more lucrative rewards, which is nice. Pretty nice. And last but not least, with the Mirror Dungeon update, the following changes will be changed. Let's see. This is... nothing of importance, just more bug fixes. So yeah, that's basically about it. Really looking forward to the changes that are happening. I will say that there is one thing that I'm still technically concerned about in the Mirror Dungeon, and that is with the skill replacing. I don't know right now if skill replacing even technically works, because technically how skill replacing in my mind says is that you replace your skill 1 for skill 2 or skill 1 for skill 3. It doesn't replace all of your skill 1 for skill 2 and all of your skill 1 for skill 3. It, from what my understanding is, it replaces one of the skills instead of all of them. So, is what it is, c'est la vie. But I will say what's exciting, or what's going to be interesting, is how this affects the player base. Because right now, the normal Mirror Dungeon takes about 40-50 minutes to an hour. Sliding range, more on average closer to 50. And if we add hard mode, I'm assuming it's going to take a little bit more time, probably leaning towards the 50-minute to the 1 hour mark, which is quite a bit of time to put into the game. And by put into a game, I mean not really engaging stuff, because all we're doing is, strictly speaking, is we're just going to be win rating our way through the Mirror Dungeon. We're going to save up our ego resource, and every so often we're going to use it on a clash that we can't clash out and win, and probably we're going to ego spam at the very end of the battle for the boss fight, which just makes it so that the game is trivial. So I think so far right now we're in a kind of okay state, but I would say that the Mirror Dungeon is moving in the right direction. There's a lot of things that they can do to make it more exciting. For example, making it so that it's impossible to clear right now. As usually, they've introduced a roguelike system where, with those points that we're getting with the Starlight here, we can use it to have permanent upgrades to our team, which is nice. But usually, for game modes like this, you need to have it where it's really difficult, the point where we actually have to farm for Starlight to buff up our team. But right now, as it is, the content can be pretty much cleared quite easily with all the characters I have. But with that being said, though, I'm not a whale, but my account is pretty stacked, and I have been playing since day 1, so I do have essentially most of the characters. So I will say that that is definitely a bonus. But for people who are starting out brand new, I really don't know. Right now, they probably wouldn't be able to like clear hard content, but maybe you can. I'll try. Keyword is I'll try to have a botched up weaker team and see if I can clear the Mirror Dungeon with something like a full 2-star team comp and see if that can perform well. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see and check out if that works or not. Anyways, that's basically the video. Let me know down in the comment section down below what you guys think about the new Mirror Dungeon update that's going to be coming up. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? I think it's good. We're going to get more content. We're going to get better rewards, which will alleviate the grind that, you know, new players won't have to do in the game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Anyways, as usual, John Panny out, signing out. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.